So I just made a video talking about why people think they're too late to Bitcoin, but I actually think right now it's too early to Bitcoin, right? A lot of people say it's too late to Bitcoin. Everyone has some kind of story, I find, where it's like, oh, I learned about Bitcoin back in the day, or I had a chance to buy Bitcoin at $1,000 and I didn't take it. Well, oh well, I guess I missed it, right? But let me explain why it's actually too early to Bitcoin today. Reason is Bitcoin is still a relatively tiny asset class, right? Even if you look at the price, you'll see it goes from $100 $100,000, back down to 70, whatever. So it looks like you missed the boat if you think about you having an opportunity to buy it in the past at a much lower price. But Bitcoin is a $1.5 trillion asset, and it's designed to be a global neutral reserve currency, right? A neutral settlement layer currency, right? The base monetary network. But it's a $1 trillion asset, right? It's the size of Tesla, right? What is the market of Tesla versus what is the market of money? Right? What is the total market of what people use to store and transfer value, right? It's huge, obviously, bigger than a car company. Bitcoin is also smaller than the annual trade surplus of China, right? China operates on nearly $2 trillion of trade surplus, right? Their annual profit is bigger than Bitcoin, the whole entire network. So for it to act as this neutral reserve currency, right, it has to be able to withstand large players coming into it without that affecting the price. So it makes sense that institutions or sovereign nations would accumulate Bitcoin now at a lower price and at a smaller market cap, where moves aren't going to affect the whole market, right? 1.5 trillion is a really small asset class when you look at the total map of assets, right? There's $370 trillion worth of real estate. There's $300 trillion worth of bonds. There's 100 trillion or so just sitting in money market funds, accumulating 4% a year, right? These are huge markets. And again, the other reason it's so early to Bitcoin is no one understands it yet. Right? Ask 10 people that you interact with on a day-to-day basis to explain Bitcoin without using the word cryptocurrency or without confusing it with other coins or NFTs or other crypto affinity scams, right? They won't be able to do it. Ask someone to explain the Bitcoin difficulty adjustment, or even what the current price of Bitcoin is, or what the halving cycle is, how many Bitcoin will there be, right? People won't know these basic things. And it just demonstrates how early we are. And it's too early. Like, it's painful at times to feel like you understand where the world is heading and no one sees where it's going at all. Just like walk through the grocery store, all these people, they're confused why their groceries are getting more expensive. And, they might think that maybe they'll get less expensive in the future. We're just in a weird time right now. But this is how the monetary system is designed to be, right? It's designed to lose value forever. The dollar is designed to trend towards zero in value, right? There's nothing backing it. Some people still think the dollar is backed by gold. People still think the dollar is backed by gold in Fort Knox. I've literally talked to people that still think this is the case. So no one has any idea what's going on, right? People don't understand what a fiat currency is. The fact that money is created at will and inflation is a hidden tax on people. People think inflation is just this natural phenomenon that happens. It's intentional. The system is designed that way. And eventually people will converge on the best form of money. Right? People call Bitcoin digital gold, but it's not even accurate to describe what Bitcoin is. Bitcoin is permissionless, sound money that you can send anywhere in the world, take anywhere in the world without permission. It's money you can take in your brain, right? You don't even need a physical device. You can remember a seed phrase. You can remember a string of 12 words and then access your money anywhere in the world, right? And it's money that can't be debased, can't be controlled, can't be manipulated. It can't be brought down. If someone wanted to bring down Bitcoin by now, they would have, right? There's all these conspiracy theories, about who created Bitcoin. It doesn't really matter who created Bitcoin. It just matters what Bitcoin is, because Bitcoin is open source technology, right? If some evil person really created Bitcoin, they wouldn't have released it to the public at a fair launch where anyone could participate in the network and make the code completely open source, viewable, and make the blockchain completely auditable, right? What evil person would create a system with full transparency, full decentralization, full immutability, all these things, right? They would have added a backdoor to control Bitcoin. But you can read the code of Bitcoin line by line. If you're really scared that someone evil created Bitcoin, why don't you go read the code yourself and look for the issues in it or the holes that someone created in it, right? It's open source technology. That's what makes it so wonderful, right? That's what makes it fair, honest, hard, sound money that no one can manipulate, right? That's what Bitcoin is, and 99.99% of people don't understand it, and that's okay, right? That's just like the opportunity. Like, we're too early to Bitcoin. We're way too early, that it's like painful because you're like half in one world and half in the other, and you're trying to figure out how to bridge the gap, and it's hard to do that. So yeah, that's why we're way too early to Bitcoin. If you want to get some Bitcoin for yourself, check out River or Strike. Those are my two most recommended Bitcoin exchanges. They're Bitcoin only, which is the biggest part. Crypto, I have lots of thoughts about crypto and other coins. So Bitcoin only is the way to go. Check out River and Strike. And if you enjoy the content, just leave a like, subscribe, comment down below. That really helps out the channel and supports my daily upload mission. And as always, together, let's work, save, and build a brighter future with Bitcoin. See you in the next video.